I'm doing a preview or look into the future of what we can expect from specific characters next season on Power Book 2 Ghost. Episode 3 has already begun filming, so they should be returning in 2022, probably in the fall. But as we wait, I'm not going to stop with giving you as much information as we have and my thoughts on what we can expect, what we can get excited for, and what probably is going to piss us off in the next installment of Power Book 4 Force Now, as we are in the first season, premiering new episodes every Sunday night. And if you missed it, I did Power Book 3 Raising Kanan as well, because we talking all Power Universe things over here, and I'm so happy to do so. At any point in the video, feel free to jump down in the comment section and let me know what your thoughts are, what your predictions are, and or theories, because I cannot wait to respond to you. I will be responding to every single comment on this video. But without further ado, let's talk about Monet Tejada and what is going to happen with her next season. I think that we're going to see a very different Monet Tejada as we enter into season 3. While we saw a mother who would fiercely defend and protect her family, she had to do so more so, especially when Lorenzo was in prison versus when he got out of prison. But now, having beat the big bad as in Mecca, putting a bullet in his head in episode 10 of Power Book 2 Ghost, taking care of that and any imminent threat to her family by way of him, she was definitely on a high. But getting the news about Zeke's death is going to be a thing that I think that does more than just knock the wind out of her. It's going to completely disorient her. We know that we're going to meet her sister, the woman who raised Zeke as her own, next season. She's already been cast and will be, integrated into the storyline, and I think that she's going to be coming up to New York from the South for Zeke's funeral. This is going to be a thing that takes Monet a while to process, and it's going to be a thing that's going to ultimately create additional conflict within their household, because Lorenzo was the one to put Zeke down. Now, I definitely think that this will not come out quickly. I think that Monet is going to probably be working on her own, as well as pushing the cops to figure out who Zeke's killer is, because she's definitely going to want to know. And as she gets closer, I could totally see Lorenzo coming clean after the fact, way after the fact. Now the question is, will this be a thing that forces her to leave Lorenzo, or will she want to return an eye for an eye and pull a bullet in his head after he took her son from her? Now, while we all know that this was not something intentional, Lorenzo definitely should have thought this out and should not have shot first and asked questions later. I could see this being a huge bump in the road. Just the idea of Monet cheating had Lorenzo completely throw her out of the house, and the fact that he killed Zeke, I can't even imagine what those consequences are going to be like coming from Monet, who is a very vengeful woman. Now again, I think that we're going to see her become pretty much a different person. I don't necessarily see her doing anything other than focusing on Zeke's death. I think that she's not going to care. She's not going to give a damn about the business. I think that she's going to struggle with connecting with her other kids, feeling the guilt of not having told Zeke sooner in life, managed Zeke more like a kid versus a nephew, and been exactly what he actually needed. Because in all actuality, part of the reason why Zeke was even in this position is because, as she typically does, she kept information from him, and he wound up going to the hangar after Dante had already put the brakes on that particular plan, shifted the meetup to his penthouse. So she basically left Zeke out there to go and try to join them to go take off on this plane at a time that she knew wasn't actually going to happen, because Mecca literally told her, change of plans, tell Tariq to meet us here. There's a delay with gassing up the plane. So similar to what happened with Ramirez in the PBA card, and how Monet did not think to take the PBA card back from Zeke after she knew that Ramirez was dead, ultimately putting Zeke in a position to use the PBA card in the times where he was told to do so. This death literally mirrors part of that misinformation coming from Monet, or not coming from Monet, and putting Zeke in a situation which ultimately cost his life. Now, I ain't blaming Zeke's death on Monet, but she definitely is going to have a part, and I think that that's going to unravel in season 3, as well as us seeing Lorenzo actually be pegged or named as the shooter. Now, my biggest question is, for the Tejada family as a whole, what will this look like? Because Drew, Diana, and Kane seemingly have blind loyalty to Lorenzo regardless of what happens within their lives. But can they still have blind loyalty to him after he kills their brother. While Lorenzo isn't necessarily going to respect Tariq on the same level that Monet does, I could definitely see Monet leaning a lot on Tariq during this time of grief and struggle as she tries to figure out what's actually going on. I could see her going to Tariq just in that while she detaches more from her kids unintentionally, she just feels more comfortable not actually going to her children about another child that passed who she already seemingly treated better anyway. I'm for one am very excited to see how Monet interacts with her sisters and any other family that we get to see enter into season 3. It's going to give us a good amount of insight into Monet Tejada, and in all honesty, y'all, I could definitely see another war brewing within the Tejada family, but I'm not too sure if she would actually make it out. Do y'all think that Monet is going to make it through season 3, or will she be the next Tejada casualty as the Power Book 2 ghost story progresses? If you missed it, I did a What's Next with Tariq St. Patrick in season 3 video.